Right guys, welcome back to the brew room. Right, update video for you. Basically, as you know, started the channel and then I've done nothing with it. Well, that's all about to change because I am doing more brewing, as you can see, and it's going to be here, filmed in the brew room in this corner. I'm actually going to sort the bulb out. It's terrible lighting in here, but hopefully YouTube will do its thing. Ask me if I want to make it lighter. Why am I waving my arms about? Like Louis Spence. Anyway, it's an update video. Just to let you know, I'm serious about this channel now. Not that I wasn't before, but I actually started the channel off and I didn't know a thing about home brewing. Alright? I thought I'm going to be making tons of mistakes, which I did on the first brew. Made a really bad mistake. Well, not a bad mistake. I ended up not putting enough water in the brew to start it off with. In the end, it just turned out to be a bit stronger taste and a bit stronger alcohol. Not much, but I didn't ruin it. But I was doing brews and I didn't know what I was doing. And I was making videos and I was putting them up. Didn't make a few. I only made a Cooper's, and I did a few videos on the processes of it. But I was learning myself. When I videoed it, it was the first time I was doing it, alright? So I thought to myself, don't do that, alright? Because you're going to make a balls up of it. Have a break from it. Do a few more home brews. Find your feet. Experiment with different things. And then start with the channel again, alright? So I did. I drunk the Cooper's IPA. 40 pints goes nowhere, that went, and I didn't realise that I had to get the next brew on straight away, because you give it away, here try this, my new home brew, here try it, first one, la la la, everyone's drinking it. Before you know it, you've drunk it all and you've got no more ready. So I started on the second kit, and the second kit was a Muntons. I haven't got the bloody packet here, I've got one here though. It was a Muntons Midas Touch. This is an old Conkerwood black ale. Actually going to be brewing this up in this video. So if you're getting bored, I'm doing a brew video on this video. Alright, but it's the same company, Muntons Premium Gold, and it was a Midas Touch. Alright, and here it is. Now, I bottled this about a month to 5 weeks ago, and it's changing every week. Alright, the bubbles are getting smaller, the carbonation is getting better, and the head retention is getting a lot better, along with the lacing on the glass. Alright, you can see it's just starting there on that. You see that little, all the way down the glass, and I'm amazed by this because I thought the home brew would not be as good as the stuff you can buy in the shops. But since I've been doing the home brew, I haven't bought another beer. Alright, the only stuff I've been drinking is what I've been doing, and it is bloody good. You've got to do it. But the Midas Touch from the Muntons Premium Gold is really hoppy, alright, malty. It's beautiful. It's really fresh. Say it looks like quite a dark beer. It's really fresh, florally. I love it. I love it. Love it. Love it. But unfortunately, I am down to my last, let's have a look down here, down to my last 3 pints. So I'm going to have to probably do another Midas Touch, because it's really nice. Right, so it's an update video. So what has changed since the first video? Well, when I brewed up the first Cooper's kit, and put it back in here, I didn't have any of this, what you can see now. I had a few tiles boxed up ready to go in the bathroom, along with a sink, pedestal and all the trimmings to go in the bathroom, and I had my fermentation bucket resting on the tiles. Right, so I'm looking at it and I'm thinking, this is going to look crap. This, people start subscribing, watching my videos, they're going to look at that thing, that's crap. Then I bought myself a carboy to rack the Muntons Premium Gold Midas touching to let it clear, and also so it wasn't sat on the trub, which was at the bottom of the fermentation bucket. And then I had that propped up on another set of tiles, a bit precarious, but it didn't move, and I thought, I've got to sort this out. So I did a bit more jigging about in here. I didn't buy it all. I asked the manager where I worked. There's a load of old desks and tables in the back of the warehouse. I said, what are we doing with him? He says, I ain't bothered. Alright, what happens with him? If a couple walk out the door, I'm not bothered. So I picked up the desk, brought it back, and it's given me now space where I can sit and talk to you about what I'm doing. So this is it. I have one fermentation bucket, which will become two, and I'll tell you why in a bit. 2 carboys, and then some demijohns here, which I have started doing some other stuff in, which I will run through shortly. Alright, stay with me. I've also got a little stacker desk here, which you can't see. If you want me to show you the whole thing, you know, so with the camera not on the tripod, that's my old channel coming out, then let me know and I'll get behind the camera and show you. Alright, as I said in my first video, inspirations for doing this is Terpsichorean Kid and Craig Tube. Alright, if you haven't seen Craig Tube, check it out. It's fantastic. The guy is brilliant. Alright, he's set in his he calls it the dungeon, but it's in his cellar. Alright, it's a guy from Canada. He's a really nice chap, and I just love watching him. It fascinates me watching him move around his cellar and stuff like that. Which brings me to the next point. I know it's a bit random, this video, and it's a bit all over the place, but this is what the channel is going to be like. Before this year is out, I want to get on Craig Tube. Alright, I want him to have seen me, I want him to be taking the journey with me, and I want him to take a little clip of one of my videos and put it into his video. Alright, I think he's a smashing bloke. I'll put it here. You've got to check it out. So I'll be messaging him in a bit, and I might even do a video response to one of his videos. God, this is sounding really creepy. Right, so where are we? Beer, other projects down here. Yes, to me left, that's all bottled up and priming, it's been a week priming, is, oh, let me get you a clear one. Correcto. It's, why was it Correcto? This is a Pilsner. Alright, it's been bottled a week ago. I didn't actually video it because I didn't have time to. It's been sitting a week. It's still a bit murky at the bottom, but it is carbonated. I opened a small one up the other day just to see how it was coming on, and it's really coming on nice. Story with this one. Alright, when I started brewing it, I noticed it was giving off a fart smell, really bad, like someone had farted in my room. I was like, oh, the f***ing it. Anyway, went on the forums. They said, don't worry about it. It's just the yeast that I'm using, the lager yeast that they give you with the kit. It can produce a sulphur smell. It's just need to take it from your fermentation bucket into your carboy and just keep burping it to get rid of the smell. And eventually it did sort of go away. Either that or I just got used to it. But I bottled it, and like I said, I opened one a week later to see how the carbonation was coming on. And that smell isn't there so much. Just smells like a lager. All right. I tasted it, and it tastes lovely. All right. So it's not gone bad at all. Also, having another bucket here, the Milestone Donut and Blitz, which is a Christmas ale. And I added extra sugar to this because it's Christmas, you know what I mean? So it's coming out at about 7%, this one. I'm not keen on it. Alright, it was it's bonfire night tonight, but at the weekend we had a bonfire party, and I thought I'm going to take some of this and get rid of it because I'm not keen on it, and everyone loved it. I don't know if they're just being polite because they knew I'd made it, but there were quite a few beer drinkers, ale drinkers there. They were going mad over it, so at least I know where I can get rid of that. There's nothing wrong with it. It's not gone sour or anything. It's just they've introduced a fruity taste to it, and it's not bitter. It's just a bit tart. I can feel it on the edge of your tongue, side of your tongue. It's not bad. It's drinkable, but it's not like this. This is beautiful. Oh, Jesus Christ, that's really good. So, that was the last brew I did. The Donner & Blitz Christmas Ale was the last batch I brewed up. So I thought, I'm running out of the beer I like. Am I going to risk going with another company? I will try different ones, but because I'm running out of the beer I like, I will get another one from the same range, which brings me around to what I've shown you before. This is Munton's Premium Gold Old Conker Wood. It's a dark ale. It's a distinctive black coloured beer with an aromatic hoppy character. Right, so that sounds lovely. Now, where I get my beer kits from is from a place where I live, obviously, and it's got 3 old women working in it. They might live in it. I've no idea. What they don't know about beer and wine making isn't worth knowing. All right. Don't judge a book by its cover. When I went in, I thought, what the hell have I done coming in here? Right. Anyway, I was talking to her and I said, I've been doing kits. I've been doing the single can malt kits, the Coopers. Now I've gone on to these, which are the double cans, where you don't need any sugar. It's just 2 cans of dry malt extract. I said I wanted to add a bit more hop flavour to it, and aroma. What do you recommend? I'm just experimenting. So she said, well, what do you like? And she went through them all and ended up picking some of these out. Now these are golden hops, alright? And what you do is you put them in a hop bag. And I said to her, I says, well, I'm not doing any boiling or anything like that, so how do I use them? And she says, do your beer in the fermentation bucket like you would normally, and before you put your lid on it, drop these in and keep them in for the full fermentation. So I'm going to do that and see if it actually makes any difference. Alright, see if it actually gives a better taste. I know I won't know if it gives a better taste because this is the first time I've used it, but if it doesn't do any harm and it comes out really nice, then it can't have harmed anything, can it? So I'm going to do that. What else in this update video? Oh yeah, the demijohn's behind me. Again, I didn't film it because I didn't have time, but this is a thing. When you're married, you're running a house and stuff, you've got work commitments. But I will be doing the filming on it, alright? Back to this. This is a banana wine, alright? I brewed this up 2 weeks ago and it has just finished fermenting, it wasn't at this stage yesterday. The airlock levels are getting more and more even, so it's done fermenting. There's a lot of, I'm not sure what you call it for wine. For beer it's trub. I don't know what it is on the bottom of the wine, but it's done fermenting. So tomorrow I'm going to the shop and I'm going to get some Camden tablets, is it? And some Pectolose to kill the yeast and stop any wild yeast growing in it. And then I'm going to rack it into another demijohn and leave it to clear and mature. And this one will be ready for Christmas, alright? And I don't think I'm going to bottle it. I think I'm just going to decant it out of the clean demijohn. So that is ready, that's done fermenting. I will do a video on the racking this into the other carboy and doing the hydrometer test just to see how it's done. And the other one, which you can see, oops, just bear with me. The other one is a plum wine. God, this video is going to be a two-part, isn't it? Alright. Plum wine. Basically, it was 2 kilograms of plums. Cut them in half, de-stoned them, put them in a little fermentation bucket, which I have down here. Alright. So I put all the plums in there, de-stoned and cut in half. And then I poured 4 pints of boiling water over them to pasteurise them. And before I poured the water over them, I actually dissolved all the sugar into the boiling water. Alright. Poured them over, let them sit overnight, and then the next day you top it up with another 2 pints of cold water. Pardon me. And put everything else in it. And the rest of the ingredients are 1 teaspoon of citric acid, 1 teaspoon of pectolose. No, it's not pectolose. No. Right, 1 teaspoon of citric acid, yeast nutrients. This is asking for Garvin or Jervin red wine yeast. I didn't have that, I just had wine yeast, so I used that. Tannin, which this is asking for half a teaspoon, but I used just a cup of tea for the tannin. And 250 millilitres of red grape concentrate. So I did that, and here it is. You're meant to then leave it in the bucket with all the rest of the stuff for 4 days, and then after 4 days take the fruit out and siphon the juice into a demijohn, and it's fermenting like mad at the minute. After a day of having it in, it was sort of up here, and when it's done vigorous fermenting in here, when it's done that, I'm going to top it up just under the neck here, and that'll be ready for Christmas. So when I'm ready to sort this one out, I'll film it as well. And also, you'll notice an empty demijohn. At the same time I did the banana wine 2 weeks ago, I also did a hard apple cider. Alright, and I added what did I add? A kilogram of sugar to a gallon. And it was coming out at 11.5%. The alcohol should have been, I did a rough reading on it, and it should have come out at 14.4%. I think the yeast just gave up in the end. I think it was just knackered. Just couldn't eat any more sugar. So it came out at the end at 11.5, and to be honest, that was strong enough. Again, I didn't film the actual hard apple cider making bit. Well, I did, but I've lost the bloody video of it. So I'm going to upload the taste video. So brings me around to what I'm going to be doing with the channel. I filmed a few more things, the hard apple cider and various other bits and bobs, and I'm going to update the videos that I've already done, upload them onto the channel. I'm also going to be doing some sort of looking at other people's channels and subscribing to them, because I've not subscribed to anyone yet, so I'll subscribe to them. Hopefully they'll subscribe back, and we'll start it sort of growing, you know. Got to start somewhere. The mighty oak grows from a little tiny acorn. Alright, so like I say, that is it at the minute. Got all my tackle, got my desk. Going to be doing it from here, guys. This is it, Pinfold Brewery. So if you've got any questions, save them for part 2, where we're going to be brewing up the Muntons Premium Gold, and we'll see how we get on with that. But I've done a few now, so should be able to do it and film it and it not take too much time. Oh, the second fermentation bucket. My mum likes to drink some ale, and she came round to see the setup and to taste what I'd done. And she told me this story about my granddad who I never met, and she said every Christmas he used to get this special stout which was called Jubilee Stout, and she said he always used to let me have a little bit, and that was the only time I could drink any as a kid, just a little sip out of his glass. And she said it was the same every year, and that's Christmas to me. And I thought that was lovely. That anyway, I said to her, I says, Mum, if you don't mind, do you want me to brew you some? All right. She said, oh, I'd love you to. I'd love you to. I says, well, I don't know if I can get the exact taste of it, but I can ask the lady in the wine shop, the beer shop, and we'll see if we can get as near to the flavour as we can. I'm sure she'll be able to remember the Jubilee Stout. But from what I've read, it's a malty, chocolatey stout. And so that is where I'm going to get the second fermentation bucket from. My mum says, I'll buy the bucket, I'll give you the money so you can buy the bucket, buy the kit. And if you wouldn't mind doing me that, I'd love that. So I'm going to be doing a stout in the not too distant future. Hopefully, if I get time, I'm going to go down tomorrow in my dinner break and start picking all this stuff up. So that is it, guys. That's end of part 1 for the update. Jesus Christ, 21 minutes. I'll try and shorten it by editing it. But that's it. Let me know what you think. If you've got any questions, ask them. Don't forget to subscribe and stay tuned for part 2, because we're going to be brewing up this. Alright, guys. I've rambled on enough. I'm not going to throw Craig a message on CraigTube. I'm going to get on it. I'm determined now. You've got to have a goal in life. Right, that's it, guys. Join me in part 2. We're going to brew this.